Okay, let's start with the Ten of Swords. Actually, you know what? Sorry, I changed my mind. These just randomly came out, right? Like I wasn't specifically looking at a card and clarifying anything. So let's just talk about the randomness that fell out. So, first of all, the Death card should not be a surprise given the Ten of Swords that came out twice, right? Ten of Swords, Ten of Swords. So, death is closure. Death is a highly internal process. It means a shift, and it is a big deal. Luckily, you really do seem to be handling all of it pretty well. And I think there is a high level of optimism about the whole thing. And it's a feeling of like, oh, thank God my life is changing. It's a light, as indicated by the Three of Cups that also came out twice. It's celebratory. It's a monumental. It's something to be earmarked in your life history. It's giving you an opportunity to really think big. There are so many possibilities of where this is all going to go. There's maybe new financial opportunities, new romantic opportunities, new ventures, new adventures, new endeavors, it's like new everything. New mind, new heart, new soul. Mind, soul, heart. Which begets new things in this world. We have the Ace of Coins that came out reversed. All the aces showing up. And when the Ace of Coins comes out reversed, it signifies only that there's a delay. Because the head, the heart, and the mind all need to be in alignment in order for the material world to manifest accordingly. So these upright aces indicate this alignment that's happening. Also Temperance, right? The three-pronged triangle on the heart, the head, the heart, and the gut, like the courage, the will, all working together, all working in tandem to beget beautiful material results. This is the actual having of the stuff. It's not even like it's a product of a state of being. People who vibrate, who are abundant, have abundance. People who are happy have happiness. People who are peaceful have peace. So what are you going to be? This could be anything. Could be the romantic relationship you've always wanted. Could be the business wealth you've always wanted. Could be the financial freedom you've always wanted. Could be anything, right? So start operating. That's maybe why this kind of whole like delay thing, this hiatus, no one's going anywhere, but there's not a lot of interaction. There's a little bit of hermit moding, because maybe there's even a major concern, King of Wands, of like, well, where do I want this to go really? Where do I want this to go? How do I see myself? Because I think Aquarius is really just starting to get reacquainted with themselves. Ten of Swords was just, it was an inevitability. Because if you were feeling and I know the Aquarius readings have been super intense. So with intense energy, Duke does come major shifts, but at a certain point, that intensity itself cannot sustain. And I think you're feeling an ebbing of this energy. It's really starting to pull back, and your life is starting to simplify. You want the 10. Somehow you found yourself at 5. And I think you're tired of fighting and only ending up at 5. This is the most amazing shift in your psychology that could ever take place. Because you're starting to see that the mental component is contributing to the heart space as well. And that the breakdown in a connection or a communication or a breakdown in a contract or a negotiation or whatever was a product of something much deeper, a fear. And like, yes, I know Aquarius is so like liberated, blah, blah, blah. It's about the Saturn rulership here with this reading, which is not liberated, which is very rule oriented, which is very much in the box. Aquarius has one of the most difficult co-rulerships of like the most of the whole zodiac, right? Like I think Scorpio with the Mars and Pluto co-rulership, like, okay, we can vibe with that. Neptune and Jupiter for Pisces. Yeah, okay, we can vibe with that. But freaking Uranus and Saturn, like, could they be any more different? So you're letting go of the Saturnian quality that's been keeping you in a certain way, and you're starting to embrace the Uranian quality. The open love, the open awareness, and the open-heartedness, and the lack of caring and all the fears and all the cold, cool stuff that comes with Saturn. Because Saturn, sometimes like, I've been studying astrology a lot, just kind of the personality and the psychological component of it. And I've discovered something about the Saturn placement. And what I've discovered is, maybe not discovered, I mean, I'm sure other astrologers have too, but just intrinsically understood that wherever Saturn is in your chart, yes, there can be a great deal of struggle in that area. Like if you have Saturn in the house of money, lifelong lessons in terms of learning how to deal with money. But the way to really win with that is to really like stop trying so hard. Similar to Chiron, right? Just stop trying so hard. And I think that's what you're doing with this King of Swords upright. You are analyzing your current situation. You're seeing that there is lack. And it's not even so much that you want more. Actually, what's so funny about this, like I see this King of Swords as a representative of scarcity. And I don't mean like desperation. I mean bare bones minimum requirements. So what's interesting is you find yourself at a 5 of coins. You find yourself coming up short. And yet you're still looking at like, what is it that I need to get rid of? This is not about acquiring a new mindset. It's not about acquiring anything additional. It's about alleviating the stuff that still is like not really working, because clearly there's something going on mentally, emotionally, or whatever that is still keeping you here. And you're opening yourself up, which is a beautiful thing. And you're finding that alignment, which is a beautiful thing. And I think these are going to work in correlation with one another, right? It's like as you alleviate, your alignment gets better and better and better. So the more you cut out, the more peace you have. And the more peace you have, the more close to the 10 of coins you get. Normally when people are like, oh my God, I'm feeling so like desperate and lonely and I need something to come into my life to make it go better. Aquarius is flipping the script, flipping it around and saying, okay, I'm feeling desperate. I'm feeling lonely. What do I need to get rid of so that I don't feel that way anymore? And the adjustment hasn't quite evened out yet, which is why you're still waiting. I think, like there's so much working in tandem. There's a lot of moving pieces going on, which is why you're standing still, because you're just standing still waiting for the boomerang effect to really take place. You're waiting for what you've put out there and the changes that you've made, right? By stopping fighting, by stopping working against yourself and leaning into the struggle and going around the rock the way a river does, like rather than trying to go through it. And so you've made that adjustment already, and you're standing still and waiting for it to just circle back. So weirdly, like very Buddha-esque of you. Very Buddha. There's just a knowing. Again, that's going to drive people crazy. Knight of Swords. People are going to go crazy with you like this because they're really not going to understand where the heck you are. They're like your mind, like they don't get it. They're not going to understand. And you have to protect it. And I think you are. And I think you know that. And like I said, like I think maybe Aquarius is the one doling out the consolation prizes. Like stay tuned. Like I can't give you an answer right now, but here's a little something for you to chew on. You know, again, also going to be infuriating for people. But if that's what you got to do, you know, just make sure that you're being honest and telling them why you're doing that. Otherwise, this is going to stir up a lot of problems. It's going to stir up a lot of heated emotions. They're going to get annoyed. They're going to start calling you names. They're going to start gossiping because all they see is just like a half-assed effort. What they're not seeing is all the depth of what's going on inside of you. Emotionally, you're evolving. You're leaving things behind. There's a great deal, like a lot of these cards are saying that you're getting rid of stuff. You're feeling scarce and you're continuing to get rid of stuff. It's almost as though you're trying to diagnose something, right, through the process of elimination. What's that? Like finding the apophatic, I think that's what the word is, a definition. Just defining something by first defining everything that it is not. Right? So when you define things first by everything that they are not, it is literally going through the list and slashing things off the list. And maybe that's the way you find your direction too. I don't want to do this. I don't want to go here. I don't want to be with this person. I don't want this. I don't want that. I don't want this. It's like goes on and on and on and on and on. Extreme simplification for Aquarius. People aren't going to want to get slashed off that list. But you also really got to protect yourself too, and you got to protect your development. And as your consciousness is getting higher and higher and higher, and your vibration is getting higher and higher, it's just kind of like what happens. You start separating yourself from your traditional circles. And that's really hard for some people to deal with, that they were the ones that got cut off, or they're the ones that, you know, aren't being communicated with. You're in such a good place. So much stability. You're just really unavailable to people right now. And that's fine. It's temporary. And people who are cross-watching, please know it's temporary. They're just, Aquarius, just figuring things out. Two of Wands. King of Wands, just figuring things out. Right? Just looking at things from as high level of a perspective as is humanly possible for them. And it's not even Aquarius like you're trying to figure it out, but you're trying to let the understanding come to you. Which is why I think even more for that simplification, how important that is. Because as you are letting things become identified rather than actively trying to identify them, it'll helps with your whole alignment thing that's going on even that much more, because then you're that much more in tune with the life energy. 9 of Coins. Sorry, I'm trying to do this all with one hand. I'm all like relaxed in my chair. A lot of cards came out for that one. Here's the people like grasping. Here's the confusing nature of the whole thing. Now, Aquarius, please know you're headed in a good direction, but there probably will be a tendency, a desire to return back to what's comfortable, to return back to old behavior, self-destructive behavior sometimes. You are being asked to change. And because you are changing, you also have to accept that other people are also changing. Like I said, like this person, they're there right now, but they cannot be there forever. So if this is someone that you don't want to take for granted and you don't want to see them leave, give them more than a consolation prize. Let them in on what's going on. Communicate with them. Talk to them. Because I can see this happening. You become you isolate a little bit, you do your thing, you focus on your work, you focus on your creative projects. You might not return messages right away, or you might be a little bit evasive in your texting and, your conversations, and just, not being super open, okay? So it kind of pushes them away, and then the script flips yet again, and you're like, wait, and then you're the one left grasping for them. So if you don't want to play that game, don't withdraw. Okay, don't withdraw entirely from them. Because they're already so worried. They're already concerned. There's already hurt feelings and emotions. There's already so much going on. And there's already so much confusion going on. And I want you, everybody, especially the people that loves you, we really do want you to be in your power. We want you to be independent and strong, and we want to see you succeed. There's no jealousy coming out at you here. I just think people are trying to grab onto you because they feel you slipping away. And I don't know why, like I'm really seeing this in like a husband-wife or like partnership scenario. I'm really seeing this in business partnership scenarios where like Aquarius seems to be uninvolved. And people are wondering, they're just wondering why. And don't write yourself out of your own story, though. This is why Page of Swords now comes through upright. Because through the Page of Swords upright, through the communication, through, like I said, it's not about beating around the bush. Through direct communication, through direct honesty, you then in turn are able to maintain your 9 of coins and your 9 of cups. And that in turn will get you closer to the 10 of coins. Do you see? There's a little bit of counterintuitive stuff going on. So it's important for you to know. 3 of Cups, 5 of Wands reversed. It is not a time to get involved in games and drama. If you're going to be social, being social is fantastic as long as it's healthy and productive and it is not gossipy and it doesn't encourage bad habits. Because onlookers may see you going and doing this whole thing, and it could hurt them even more if they don't understand what this is. They're like, why would you rather be out doing this kind of stuff when I'm at home, like really worried and like, it's hurting me. So open the spectrum a little bit. This won't even be that pleasurable anyway. Kind of won't even be worth it. The parties and, whatever it is. If it's superficial, you'll feel sad about it. Make it meaningful and let this person in. Okay? They too are going through a 10 of Swords. There's a lot of indecisiveness going on. There's a lot of confusion going on. There may be a lot of like mixed messages, mixed signals, and here's the movement. See, that's what I'm concerned about. Queen of Wands, the Fool, right? It's like they're here, but they're not here. And the Queen of Wands is really itching to move forward. And if this person senses that you are cutting them out, then they will just leave. They really, truly, 100%, they will just leave. Or they'll drop the offer, they'll drop the contract. If they sense hesitation on your end, they're going to pull it back out of their own self-preservation. See, this is a perfect example of as above, so below. Because they're going to mirror back your behavior. This is not enough. Like I said, the consolation prize, it's not enough. You have a lot to think about. Your changes in your life, in your spirituality, the things that aren't serving you, the stories that have gone on way too long. Like, there's a lot of moving pieces. And it's intricate. It's like a very intricate web here, because I think you've spun yourself into a frenzy out of just like, oh my God, there's so much energy. It's so intense. All this 12th house stuff. Blah, 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 blah. You know? So that's what happens. You chose this lifetime. Your soul came in for a specific reason, and it was to, experience certain things. And so here you are. And so you can just as easily get yourself out. But when you leave people hanging, don't expect them to not figure out how to cut themselves loose. This is a very self-reliant person too, just like you. Very independent, very strong, very self-sufficient. They can take care of themselves. They don't need you either. They do love you though, or they do respect you. They do want to work with you. They do have something invested in you, but they're willing to pull that investment real quick. Okay? Six of Swords. Movement, change, evolution. What more can I say? And someone is dead set on their evolution. Someone is stubborn about their change, about their movement. They're not about to hold themselves back for anyone. So that could be you, but it's also being mirrored back to you by the behavior of someone else. So this is a very, hopefully in Aries season, you'll be able to work through it. You'll be able to connect. You'll be able to do whatever you got to do if that's something that you want. But if you're wanting something to take care of itself, this is probably the perfect example of a situation just taking care of itself. Life is intervening here and taking care of itself. If there's no effort on your part or on their part, then you'll just drift apart. I know you found yourself at this Knight of Discs position before, right? The Knight of Coins, 1 foot in, 1 foot out. Even here, the Angel, 1 foot in, 1 foot out. Someone knows you've got 1 foot out the door. Someone knows that horse is ready to go. And you might be standing still right now. Is this a game you've played before? This is a card of repeated psychological patterns, toxic habits, bad patterns, all this kind of stuff that, it's psychological. You keep doing the same thing over and over and over, banging your head against the wall, expecting something to change. Have you been here before? Are you at some kind of a critical mass moment with this person, some kind of thing, and so all of a sudden you're forced to face yourself? This is hard. I'm not saying this is going to be easy. This is hard. It looked easy in the beginning. It's oh, it's no problem. It's kind of an easy peasy reading. Well, then that's why you clarify. Can you break the 5 of Swords cycle? You seem oddly at peace, Temperance, with 1 foot in, 1 foot out. But I'm sorry to have to tell you, when we get a card of Taurus and a card of Scorpio coming out, they cannot vibe with that at all. They cannot vibe, and they won't. Like I said, they too Now I'm just repeating myself, everything I said. It's being mirrored back, but they are quick to leave as well. And they are surrendering to how this unfolds. If they're trying to communicate with you, trying to talk to you, trying to text you, and you blow them off, well, expect them to blow them off too. Your mirror, your behavior, absolutely 100% will be mirrored back. So if you need to be selfish right now and something needs to be simplified and this person needs to go, then fine. But some of you are really going to need to think about it. And this is not like blaming Aquarius time. That's not what this is all about. There's beautiful things going on for you. And all these aces, you are absolutely opening yourself up to something amazing. So well-deserved, so beautiful. But sometimes we get scared of actually having the stuff that we thought we wanted this whole time. Are we afraid of being happy? Are we afraid of having love? Are we afraid of having financial stability? Like, why? Why is this a fear thing? Can I talk about sex for like 1 second? Because I just had like an example that came into my mind. You know how there's like so many women that like say they can't have an orgasm, but it's more psychological. Like if you just get out of your own way mentally, you can actually enjoy the pleasure, right? And that's just, sorry, I'm studying Tantra right now, so that just kind of came out in my mind. But I'm like, yeah, why are you feeling like it's kind of necessary to deny yourself the beautiful gifts? And I think this person is kind of a part of it, kind of not. It's like kind of yes, kind of no. They could be. Maybe the reason for your 1 foot out the door is because this is someone who's really possessive. That's possible. And I see that. You cannot be possessed. I get it. But maybe there's something really amazing that they have to offer. Maybe they'll surprise you. Queen of Wands, always full of surprises. You know, maybe they'll surprise you, and maybe you'll find an arrangement, an agreement. You'll find, terms in your contract and your negotiations. Like you'll find whatever maybe you'll actually get everything you want. This person isn't really, like there's more, like look how complicated this person is. King of Coins, King of Cups, Queen of Wands, and even a Queen of Cups. And maybe even a Knight of Swords. Maybe they're even a little bit of the Queen of Swords too, right? Like it's all over the place. And this person can turn on any kind of version of themselves that they want. Right? This person is actually kind of probably good for you because they'll definitely keep it interesting. But just think about what you want, Every Aquarian out there who's watching this, they're going to have a different thing. So I can't finally say definitely this is what you should do, because the person's role in your life is going to vary, and that's fine, So, but you have to think about it, and you have to know where they're coming from, and you have to understand the impact of what you're going through has on them. Unfortunately, I can't separate you from this person. You're just connected. Okay? So yeah. If you don't know what to do and you really just don't, then you don't have to do anything, and life will take care of it. Life will. And I'm going to leave you with that. I'm going to stop talking because I'm just repeating myself. So I wish you guys nothing but the best. It's going to be an interesting month, but come Aries season, I think things will kind of iron out a little bit better. And that's it. Thank you guys so much. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.